Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Or Crimson Comets, it's Lilith and
Kelly.
And you, of course, are listening to the Flashpoint podcast, a Southgate Media Group podcast dedicated to the hit CW show, The Flash, and I do mean hit show. Up for discussion today is episode 202, Flash of Two Worlds. I thought that it was a marked improvement over the premiere.
I would agree with you.
So many juicy Easter eggs in this episode. This was like much like Arrow, this episode was very meta, and I guess I can just really appreciate that.
I love the recreation, the cover.
I kept wondering, who's the woman gonna be? And then I was like, oh, duh, when they introduced Patty, I was like, it's gonna be her.
Yep.
She's got the braid and everything. They've been hyping that cover for so long. It was so cute and so well thought out, yeah. Kudos to everybody involved.
I gotta say, at first when they said her name, I thought they said her name was Spigot.
Close enough! Like, these comic book characters, I don't know, man. I was just looking around like, this is getting ridiculous. I saw a lot of that on my timeline, actually. Which, for 2 weeks in a row, by the way, guys, if you haven't been live tweeting with us, I've been spoiled because Kelly was actually live tweeting with me. I wasn't left alone in the abyss.
Yes, it's been wonderful that I've had an actual steady work schedule on Tuesday nights, get out, and I can be with you guys.
Everybody knock on wood. 1, 2, 3. We understand, but it was great. We actually had our whole Flash family. You, me, Jules, and Mikey. It was great.
Yep. We were loud.
And proud. Oh, wait, that's for Arrow. Sorry.
Yes.
Anyway, let's just get right into it. We'll get into the technical aspects of this episode. It was written by the brothers, Aaron Hebling and Todd Hebling, and was directed by Jesse Warren, and I believe the lovely Kelly has a synopsis for us.
Oh, yes. Jay Garrick, a mysterious man from Earth 2, appears at Star Labs with a dire warning about an evil speedster named Zoom, who is set on destroying the Flash. Barry and the team must decide if they can trust the stranger, even as they face yet another powerful metahuman. Meanwhile, Joe must deal with a determined officer named Patty Spivot, who wants to join his metahuman task force.
Let's talk about the guest stars. Victor Gerber as Martin Stein, Teddy Sears as Jay Garrick, a.k.a. the other Flash in our life. We had Kat Turton as Eddie Slick / Sand Demon. Such a bad villain name.
Well, it wasn't a Cisco name, that's why.
It's the actual comic book name, but it's from like the 50s or something.
I know, but Cisco didn't name him. That's why it's so bad.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. I know, poor Cisco.
Yes. He needs to get his vibe going, right?
Boom, boom. Oh, punny business in the first 5 minutes. Yes, this is going to be a good episode, y'all.
Back, baby.
Chantel Von Santine as Patty Spivot and Vanessa Williams. No, not that Vanessa Williams. The other Vanessa Williams from Melrose Place, the first season, as Francine West, a.k.a. Mama West, a.k.a. Come Again for Big Fudge.
Yeah.
Wow, so much to talk about in this episode. I think I just want to do it by character. I want to talk about Patty Spivot because that was like one of the big introductions into the season. She is a comic book character. Okay, she's a fictional character who, of course, appears in various DC comic book publications. She was created by Irv Novick and writer Carrie Bates. She is a friend and partner of the second Flash, aka before Flashpoint, Barry Allen. She first appeared in 5-Star Superhero Spectacular, DC Special Series number 1 in the month of September 1977. Her little fictional biography reads that she was a part-time lab assistant to the police scientist, Barry Allen. Ah, police scientist.
I don't feel bad for not knowing this. I was only 6.
It's okay. That's why I'm here. No fear, Lilith's here. One day she was nearly bathed in experimental chemicals when lightning struck the crime lab. But Barry whisked her to safety at super speed, of course. During the incident, Barry had a brief daydream about what would have happened had he not been there. In it, Patty gained super speed and adopted the identity of Miss Flash.
Miss Flash or Mrs. Flash?
We'll get there in just a second. However, her speed had disastrous side effects, and she actually destroyed Central City. Of course, because she was a woman, because it was the 70s still. Sorry, what's that?
I said that could be a problem. But wait a minute. But we had Wonder Woman. That's kind of weird.
Anyway, in those days, Patty harbored romantic feelings toward Barry. However, she knew he was obsessed with his mom's unsolved case. So she's like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till he's ready to move on with his life. But boom! He fell in love with Iris while she was waiting. And then she's like, all right, we just gonna be friends. It's cool. Then she became like the police department's full-time forensic blood analyst. And then like, do some weird crap. David Sean gets all weird. And he's like, look, I want results. I don't really care. We gotta close all these cases. I don't care about the quality. It's all about quantity. And off she moves to Blue Valley, Nebraska.
Isn't there only corn there?
Ooh, Nebraska, Cornhuskers, get her. Get her. It wasn't me this week. Anyway, in the show, she is played by the lovely Chantel Van Steen. You can follow her at The Real Chantel. If you are a BC, aka fan of Beauty and the Beast, you will remember her as Tyler, Gabe's lover in season 1.
Yep.
She was also on Gang Related over on Fox. I know her from both shows. She is awesome.
And she's such a Barry groupie.
She is, right? She is like an overachieving, like it's something, like she's so nerdy, but she's also really hot. It just seems like she's an obvious honeypot, and it's freaking me out a bit.
Yeah, well, it's like Barry is this rock star, and you know, she's a groupie wannabe.
Well, maybe not a groupie, because as of now in the comic books, post Flashpoint, in post New 52, for all I know, if you're a fan of Wes Allen, you better watch your back, because Barry's in a relationship with Patty, because he didn't marry Irish yet. So, I don't know, man. They've changed a lot so far about the Flash from the comic books. This might be something Wes Allen fans need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, well, they kind of have said, didn't they, that this is going to be another love interest for Barry.
But she could stick around if the fandom likes her. I mean, Caitlyn's already all up on Jay, right? So anything goes at this point.
That's very true. She's a big fan.
Don't blame her.
I don't.
It's been 6 months, people. So that was everything you ever wanted to know about Patty Spivot. And let's just move right along to the villain, Sand Demon. Ugh, poor thing.
See, Cisco didn't get to name him, and it's just all a mess.
What did you think about the villain this week?
I think that he wasn't the point, and that was kind of clear. You know what I mean?
Again, yeah, right? This is the second week in a row where the villain is not the point of the episode.
I mean, yeah, it was cool that Barry learned to throw lightning, but the point was Jay, not Sand Demon.
Exactly. I don't even really know if you guys care about Sand Demon, but his real name is Eddie Slick. Yeah, exactly, right? And he's just very reminiscent of the Sandman, the Spider-Man villain. Because I was like, wait. Because I got confused for a second. I was like, wait, Sandman is not... Oh, Sand Demon. No, seriously, like I was tweeting and I was like, oh, wait. So, yeah, it's also a Sand Demon from Star Wars, too. So, it's just like a whole mess with my fandoms right now. I mean, they're going to have to really step up their game for me with these metahumans from Earth 2.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole point, I think they didn't want to dwell on the the villain this week because they thought they had so much more to do with Jay and the whole idea of Earth 2 and kind of explaining this to people who don't understand. And
we'll get there.
yeah, but I think that's what they had on their plate, that they were thinking, so that they just kind of didn't develop him very well.
But does it not bother anybody for the second week in a row we've killed a metahuman?
Yes.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, well, we kill them or we imprison them without any hope of trial, so,
I say imprison them without any hope of trial. At least there'll be a jailbreak every season. This we know.
Yes.
At least they have a fighting chance to get out eventually.
And how funny is it?
Just wants to go home, Kelly.
I know. How funny is it that we just put Jay in there?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. It's like he didn't know how to get out. Sorry, but you know what I mean?
He ain't got no super speed to vibrate through the walls, so, he was good.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, so let's get into the character of Jay Garrick, I guess. He shows up, your world is in danger. And we're like, oh, who invited this clown?
Okay, now I gotta say this. The first scene where he just kind of walks in, did he not remind you of Kevin Sorbo on Andromeda?
You know what? Now that you mention it, absolutely.
Yes! I mean, just really. I mean, I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of weird.
It is. I love Kevin Sorbo, by the way, and I love that you brought that up, and I love that you are you love Gene Roddenberry outside of the Star Trek universe.
Yes.
That's
and I like Kevin Sorbo, too. He's a nice guy.
He really is. I've met him several times.
Yeah.
Me too. Maybe they want to know who Jay Garrick is. Jay Garrick is actually my favorite Flash because I'm a Golden Age gal. I love when comic books were allowed to be comic books and before it got all tropey and weird and where the good guy always won and it didn't always have to be so dark and gritty. It was about hope and light and, doing the right thing, not because it's easy, but because it's hard, to quote JFK out of nowhere for no reason. Sorry.
Yes.
I just get all swept up in it. But anyway, he's the first Flash officially. He was created by Gardner Fox, and the artist that drew him was Harry Lampert. And of course, he first appeared in the comic book, imagine this, Flash Comics #1 back in 1940.
And he was very well drawn on the TV series.
Yeah, he was. All of them, actually, even from the 60s.
Well, no, I mean on the TV series.
Which one?
That we just watched.
Oh, drawn?
He's very well drawn.
You're silly.
Just took Lilith a minute there to catch that. But
I'm tired. Leave me be. Anyway, I like that they kind of kept the ridiculous old origin story for him, that he was trying to take the radiation out of hard water, because come on, let's be real, that's just utterly ridiculous. He's a part chemist, part physicist, part freaking superhero by night. Really, it was just too much. I just realized how much back in the day it was just too much.
Yeah, his origin story is even more preposterous than Peter Parker's.
Hey now, I don't think so. Because, I have my issues with Spider-Man. Don't even get me started. But, also, I want to note
Peter Parker.
that Patty Spivot said that, I want to call her Pivot for some reason. I don't know why.
Or Spigot.
But no, she said that she majored in chemistry and physics as well. So, just like Eddie showed up too timely, this feels too timely and too much of a coinky-dink. We're going to keep our eye on that one.
Yeah, and isn't it kind of strange? I mean, okay, those 2 degrees to go to the police academy
to not be a forensic analyst?
Yeah.
I mean, you're never going to pay your freaking college debt back with that. No offense. Shout out to all the hardworking police officers. I know y'all don't get paid nearly enough.
That's right.
Okay?
That's exactly right.
So anyway, yeah, I just thought that was so cute that they kept it. But it's really weird that they've both basically been the Flash for 2 years, right? And he's supposed to be this mentor.
Yes. And all I can think of with that helmet is Chrome Dome.
How does he keep his helmet on?
Exactly.
Is that a secret trick of the speedster?
Chin strap much? And then wouldn't it choke him?
Anyway, yeah, I don't know what to make of this Jay Garrick. I think I'm probably a lot harder on Teddy Sears than a lot of the other critics and podcasters and reviewers and stuff because he is my favorite Flash, and I feel like he's much too young. Like, if we're gonna get rid of freaking Daddy Allen, aka JWS, then I feel like, and yes, we have Martin Stein and Joe West, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, it just feels weird. He doesn't feel old enough to be that mentor.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, but Barry is only 12.
In the flashbacks. Literally. But I don't know. It's just a weird thing that they're both in the Flash for 2 years and he has so much more experience. And I don't know. Maybe it's because Earth 2 is cray-cray. Because they got a literal, like, speed demon.
Well, the Earth 2 definitely is cray-cray.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to Earth 2 in just a second. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. I'm willing to give him another chance. I just hope that he's not around the whole season. I say, once the crossover is over, he needs to go back to Earth 2. This whole Earth 2 business needs to be wrapped up.
Yeah, because he's got to take care of somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll get there too. Who else do we want? Oh, well, we kind of already mentioned Caitlyn's fascination with the other Flash. And she goes, well, I can't have this one from Earth 1. Maybe I can have the one from Earth 2.
But remember, there's infinite Earths. So...
And 52 breaches across Central City. It's like
exactly.
they couldn't help it. They
exactly. Oh my goodness. I was just rolling my eyes.
Literally, I was expecting them to say that it was 52 Earths instead of infinite possibilities or whatever. And then I was like, oh, there's the 52 reference. There we go.
All I kept thinking of was, with infinite power comes infinite responsibility.
Well, literally, that's basically what Barry said in the new intro.
That's true.
Oh, speaking of that, I like that new intro more than like Arrow's new intro.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, okay, so Caitlyn seems infatuated with him, but I don't think it's infatuated. Okay, physical attraction maybe, but like you said, is it so soon that she's like on the prowl? And I'm like, no, she's just a good person looking to connect. She's very much like Barry for now. She wants to see the best in people.
That's true. That is very true.
And I like that. I like that it
well,
was
and
her.
she needs some best because she's had a lot of tragedy.
Exactly. And she loves that he's another scientist.
Yes.
Like, poor Joe at this point. He's the Xander at this point. Oh, Joe has no time for freaking singularity shenanigans, by the way. He's like, I just wrapped my head around time travel. I really don't want to have my mind blown on this. Later, y'all. I got metahumans to catch. Oh, and that he tries to do so many times.
Yes.
With no success. And poor
Right.
Patty. She's like I was starting to think that Joe was a little sexist, man. Like, he didn't want Iris to be a cop. And I go, well, that's because he's her dad. But if she was a boy, would he feel that same way? He's of a certain age. So I don't really know what they're trying to go there with. Do you know what I mean?
Right, right.
What was your take on that?
I wasn't sure either. It was kind of like, well, I kind of wonder whether he was trying to, with Patty, protect Barry. Maybe not wanting anybody else on the task force because he doesn't want anybody to figure out about Barry.
That's a good point that I didn't think of.
That was what kind of crossed my mind. I wasn't thinking that he was sexist. I was just thinking, okay, this girl is smart. She might be able to put two and two together. So maybe I need to do something to protect Barry's identity and not let her on the task force.
I also thought that it had to do with that two of his partners died in quick succession as well.
Right. Well, she brought that up, which didn't help her case.
I think Joe does actually carry a lot of guilt around with him about that.
Yeah. Oh, agreed.
So it's gonna be an
Agreed.
interesting partnership. Not she's this young bushy tailed, bright eyed, basically fresh out of the academy. It seems.
Right.
He's it's that buddy cop. It's that buddy cop formula.
Yeah. Well, and I kind of, in a way, you remember how Joe was really reluctant to work with Barry at first. And I think Joe kind of had that guilt and was dealing with that too when it came to working with Barry as the Flash. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Same thing.
definitely. It's gonna be an interesting partnership. Like I said, I really like Chantel and everything, so I hope things work out for her. But she better not get in the way of my West Allen. That's all I'm saying. I know she's a love interest, but hopefully they evolve beyond that because I feel like characters should be more than a love interest, especially female characters.
Yes. Agreed.
Speaking of that, she does kind of, the character of Patty as written on The Flash kind of falls into that CW territory of the quirky hot girl, you know,
Uh-huh.
like I just, and it also, like, I saw a lot of people saying that she was Felicity 2.0. I go, well, first of all, Barry is Felicity 2.0. Supergirl is Felicity 3.0. So basically,
Right.
Patty is Felicity 4.0 if we're going to be technical.
Well, Supergirl actually kind of reminded me of the Devil Wears Prada.
It's supposed to a little bit, but very much once you see more of the show, you'll see what I mean because it is a Greg
Yeah.
Berlanti production and everything.
Right.
I really feel like sometimes they only know how to write one character, specifically
Yeah.
one female character, and so I hope that Patty kind of grows out of that Felicity esqueness. I feel like maybe they wanted that familiarity to draw people in that like Felicity,
Right.
and then like she grows even more because I mean Felicity has grown as a character, not necessarily the way I wanted her to, but she has not stayed stagnant. So there's
Right.
hope for Patty right now.
I think that's actually would be my role in life.
Patty or Felicity?
No, quirky nerd girl.
That is your hello. That is the life you're living, sister. Sorry to break it to you, and that's a good thing. Nerds run the world. We really do.
That's true.
Oh, so who else can we talk about? Oh, Cisco, my little baby. I just want to hold you.
Poor Cisco.
He's worried about his powers, and it's like Wells didn't actually give you this power. It was just
Right.
kind of a byproduct, and the man wasn't all bad.
Right. Right. But, he's worried about the consequences of his power.
Yeah, ripples through time, man.
Yeah. And I mean, it's good that he is, but as I said, secrets kill superheroes.
Yes, they really do. And I was really actually very surprised by his reaction because, he's very gung ho about this whole thing. But when it comes to him, he's a lot more reflective. And I like that twist. I like that he's not just rash and, brash and reckless and all that stuff. Like, he's being very thoughtful about his power. He wants to learn more about it. It's a very heavy burden. But I like that he shared it with Stein. Reluctantly, yes. But I like that at least he has one person to talk to for now.
Yeah, I mean, I would think though that he would want to be more
Proactive.
well, he would be more scientifically curious about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I would think he would be driven to understand it.
You know what? Maybe it's post traumatic stress disorder because he did basically see Wells kill him in the other timeline, and that literally reverberated, boom, boom, back into himself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So maybe that has a lot to do with it too. People deal with traumas and stresses in very different ways, and I feel like once he can use his power for good, he's gonna build that suit, and it's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna take for us to get Vibe in a suit?
I don't know.
Beginning of
Took him.
season 3.
Yeah, it took him a while to get Diggle one. Not sure that I like it yet.
That better just be the prototype. We better have
Yeah,
something better by the end of
better.
the season. And I don't mean his funeral best, dang it.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry. So yeah, it was like really not that much for Cisco to do, but what he did, of course, because it's Carlos, he shows up and he shows out, and I love him for it even more. Although I wasn't crazy about the T-shirt this week.
Yes.
What about you?
It was all right.
Yeah, they got to step up the T-shirt game.
Yes, we need more fun.
Yeah, because it seems like it's gonna be depressing for a while, at least until the crossover. As per usual, order of business. It seems like now.
Yes.
What else can we talk about? Kind of dabble with Joe. Okay, I guess we'll just get to Barry now. His theme and motif of this week was trust. He has to learn to trust again after he's been hurt.
That's a tough thing.
Yeah, I mean, but he had every right to be suspicious of this guy. He can't really, truly prove that he's a speedster.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wells thing, man, you know, he was literally a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, literally.
And so does that make Jay a wolf in sheep, or a sheep in wolf's clothing?
I think so. I don't know, but I totally was Team Barry about that. I like that he is learning the lessons. Like, no, you can't stop trusting, but you can be suspicious. You can vet a person before you let them into your inner circle.
Right, right.
And I don't think everybody else was really seeing that. And shout out to Candace Patton and Iris. I hate when people say, oh, they're making Iris a part of the team and her being the only one to get to Barry to prop up the West Allen. And I go, no, they're doing it to prop up the actual character of Iris. Goodness knows right. She needs it.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Why do not... I just always wonder why people aren't willing to give the character of Iris West a chance on the TV show. But at the same token, it's really weird that the character of Patty Spivot had basically more character development in like one episode that Iris has had in like 25 episodes.
Yeah.
It's kind of curious is all that I'm saying. I guess I'm just going to come out and say it. I mean, I think it's one thing to have like, okay, diversity. But then there's one thing like, okay, yeah, we've got the black character, but what are you going to do with that black character? It very much goes back to the character of Diggle on Arrow. It's like, okay, that's nice, but literally he hasn't done anything for 3 seasons. Except
right.
like 3 episodes.
Exactly.
So
he needs more meat.
Yeah, we need more meat on the bone here. That's all that I will say about that, and we can glide right on by. Let's talk about.
I wore my Irish jacket today.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you zip it up?
Mm-hmm. Because it was cold.
It's so cold in Central City. I feel bad. I'm out here in a coast city where the sun's warm and there's ocean.
It is cold in Central City.
I know. I'm waiting for it. It's fall, so I'm waiting on Joe West's Scully. I'm just saying.
Yes. We are all waiting for Joe West Scully.
So let's just talk about the twist of this episode. 2 of them, back to back, quite literally.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, Mama West is alive. I just can't get over it. I don't.
What you mean? What? That was what I typed. I think it was what?
So, like, why did Iris have her wedding ring? I don't understand all the clues they gave us.
Yeah. Well, or did Mama just leave? Take off?
I think she's Dina Land too. Absolutely. Just took off teaching somewhere. She's teaching in Coast City.
Something weird. I mean, maybe she's with Miss sorry, my mind is failing me. With Laurel's mama.
Yeah, Tina.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't know what to make of this. What my theory? Like, here's my conspiracy theory. Cue the X-Files music. This is not the Mama Allen from this earth.
Do 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 do.
What do you think about that theory?
I think that is actually very plausible. And Joe would not know what to think because he doesn't necessarily understand He wasn't there, I don't think, when Dr. Stein explained, was he?
Nope. Well, no, he was, and then he left. He's like, okay, because remember he goes, okay,
When
so
you could
people
explain it in
pay bills.
English.
Yeah, yeah. When he explained it in English, he was not there.
Yeah, so he wouldn't necessarily understand if she was from Earth 2.
Like, say if she is from Earth 2, like, because she kind of has put the pieces together, and say her family is completely dead on Earth 2. And so she tries to figure out what happened to that. She sees that she's not in the picture. She's like, all right, here we go. I'm going to make my play, get back together, and try to do this thing. That's
Well, okay, here was my question. Was that really her, or did he um have an affair with somebody else?
Ooh, is it Joe's fault?
Well, what I'm saying is,
Oh, you don't think that it might not be Iris's mom?
or could it be Iris's mom, but not Joe West's wife?
Oh, ew, yikes! That's deep, Kelly. I think that's too deep for the CW at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. If it was Arrow, I'd say absolutely. Because they love those shenanigans. They love that baby mama, baby daddy drama. They love it over there. That's interesting. Because yeah, Wally West. We still don't know how he technically comes into this picture. So something to think
Just,
about.
I mean, that was just my thought. I mean, is it really his wife? Is Iris's mom not really who she thought it was? I mean, there could be all kinds of interesting, drama to this.
Um, shoot, what else can we talk about? Oh, duh. Let's talk about Earth 2 really quick. I thought that the retro-futurism was, forgive me for this, quite neato.
Neato?
What would you think of it?
I thought it was interesting because well, I love the little what tech sprouts. What were they? I'm talking about the kids at the very end.
Oh, we're saving that. I'm just talking about the glimpses that we saw from Jay Garrick's perspective.
Oh, gotcha.
Just the atmosphere. It seems like it's much further advanced, but at the same time, like they kept like the 1940s aesthetic.
Yeah, kind of the whole well, remember the 60s where we had everything was very modernistic but still very retro. You know what I'm saying? You kind of get that vibe where it's futuristic but it's not necessarily.
It's anachronistic as hell. Fine, I've said it. I say it about Gotham all the time. I say it about the Flash in the 90s. It's just a thing DC TV does. They love anachronistic.
Yes.
But it was nice. It seems like I said, they seem much more advanced because of the end scene at Star Labs of Earth 2, where
Yes.
the other daddy of the show, Tom Cavanaugh, he's home. He's coming home. I cannot wait. It was the best thing about this episode for me.
With the cute little Girl Scout techie groupies.
I know, right? Star Labs is, they ain't playing no games. They got metahuman studies. They got artificial intelligence, probably Gideon. Oh, man, I really liked how they put the whole little well, it's not even really a museum. It's just kind of like their little, what do you call it?
They're going on the tour.
Yeah, the little foyer.
Yeah. Kind of reminded me of the Starship Enterprise, the door kind of thing,
Of course. I guarantee you that's what they were going for.
Uh-huh.
Weren't you bummed that it wasn't like the room of Lego requirement door though?
I know, the Lego room of requirement. I miss it.
So how do you feel about Dr. Wells 2.0 literally returning?
I was like, oh man, you gotta end it here.
Right? But it was like so weird how we just jumped to Earth 2. Like first Joe sees his lady friend.
Whomever she is.
Which made me think like maybe she was the Earth 2. Maybe that was the breadcrumb.
Maybe.
That was just so random.
Yeah. Well, I think it was made to be a shocker. Kind of like Quentin's shocker.
Yeah, but I mean back to back like that, like wait.
Yeah. And then what?
it's
Yeah.
getting crazy. I definitely love this episode. So much to love. I talked about there's a couple other
And the
Easter eggs.
cover.
Yeah.
And
Oh
the cover.
yes, my favorite moment. I guess we'll just get into it. My favorite moment of the night is when they recreated the cover of Flash of Two Worlds issue number 123. It's regarded as one of the best Flash stories, if not the best. And it's the first team up between Barry and Jay Garrick. And it was a very high seller as well. And they recreated that moment with Patty after they save her from the Sand Demon and the internet. They almost broke the internet with that, by the way.
Yes. It was awesome. And I got to see that comic, like, well, in the comic book museum. I know you have it.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see it in the comic book museum, though. In the superhero museum in Elkhart.
Oh, it's funny that you bring that up. So yeah, I actually do have the actual print copy. It's like a grade 5.4. That's a pretty good deal for the
That's
time
awesome.
that it was. But I also have a digital copy, and if you are one of the first 3 people to email us your thoughts this week, you can have a digital copy of Flash of Two Worlds issue 123 as well. All you have to do is send it into flashpoint.smg@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to try to have a weekly little small giveaway every now and again because I have so much Flash swag I just want to share. And didn't get to share this summer because y'all bailed on me, but it's okay. I ain't mad. So yeah, okay.
I should totally take a picture of my ring I got this week.
Oh yeah, you should and put it on the page. Okay, so us comic book nerds are like, who the hell is Jay Garrick's Zoom? Is he the rival? Is he Black Flash? So if he's the rival, he's kind of based on Claris, who is like a doppelganger.
They come out of a pit of white slime.
Or if you're a Vampire Diaries fan, you just groan like a mug, like, oh, please don't ever say doppelganger again. Anyway, yeah, so like, I don't know. I think that that's our best candidate. But the other one, because we kind of see, we don't really feel like it's a human underneath that. And they never really, we know that the voice of Zoom is played by the Candyman. But there hasn't cast the actor, so I think all of that is like CGI for now. And so that leads me to my theory that it might be Black Flash. Now, Black Flash is really just kind of a Grim Reaper for speedsters. So I think that would be interesting, like if something is wrong with the Speed Force, because Jay came to Earth 1 without his powers, but all the other metahumans have their powers.
Right. So, well, is it because there is a paradox now?
I don't know that we're really gonna do paradoxes though. With the way that specifically that the DC multiverse is set up, because the whole point of the multiverse was to have our past and quote unquote, well, I won't say future, past and present heroes team up. So it's just something that's really odd. It's like, did Zoom really drain all of his strength? Is that like, did he actually lose the fight before he got sucked into the singularity? And if that's the case, if he goes home, like he's not going to be the Flash anymore? Or do they have to defeat Zoom for his powers to come back? Like, it's just really
Or
weird.
does he have to get a recharge
Ooh, I like that.
here on this Earth?
A little lightning storm? Have Barry hit him with that lightning bolt he just taught him to throw?
It could be. I don't know. Maybe he needs to get on the cosmic treadmill. I don't know.
Kelly just thought out everything she ever heard about the Flash.
I'm just thinking, is it something that he has to get a recharge here on Earth to have his powers back, or could it be something like, okay,
Performance anxiety?
maybe is there something about this Earth that has taken his powers away?
Because we never did
something
see
in the
Earth
environment.
In the daytime. Yeah, it has a very like dusty kind of weird atmosphere to it from what we saw. So that might be a thing.
Kind of like the Superman paradox.
Yes.
Yes.
Give him the red sun so he shall be like us and no longer is. Oh, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to talk about. So we can get to the review. I've already talked about my favorite moment. Was the comic book cover recreation your favorite moment too? Or
oh yeah. I was just waiting for it.
No. The whole summer I've been waiting since they came out with that cover. Favorite scene?
Favorite scene or most shocking scene for me? Okay. Favorite scene would be Miss Spigot. I know, Spivet. Gushing over Barry, which I thought was just hilarious. I've read all your reports and blah 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 blah.
It's like you want to wipe your nose, you got a little something right there.
Yeah. And then I definitely the Iris's mama was the big shocker. I'm just dying to know which theory is right.
Yeah. Let's. I think my favorite scene is definitely walking through Earth 2's Star Labs, and then Harrison Wells is just like, "Hey, sup, back, Daddy's home." We just fade to black. It's my favorite scene. I love the look and feel of it. It was just like bright and shiny, but it had that weird like uh autumnal glow to it or something. It was something so ethereal about that scene. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it did have an interesting look to it. I don't know what you call that, but it was almost like they used a filter.
Oh, do you have any lines?
Oh, not really. I didn't this week.
Oh, shame on you, Kelly.
I know I was bad. Well, I was watching it late at night, so.
Okay, you get a pass. I'll cover for the both of them. Let's see. Jay, so I hear they call you Scarlet Speedster. Barry, yeah. What about you? Jay, Crimson Comet. What is it about alliteration and nicknames? Especially if you're Stan Lee. Hashtag Big Bang reference. Big Bang Theory reference. Whoa, yeah. So what about this grade?
I would say I would give it a B plus. I enjoyed it a lot. I was shocked by some things, which is good. I just hope they keep going in this direction. That's not awful. That's good.
Okay, now I know what you gave Arrow. Anyway. No, I think for me it is an A minus, almost a B plus, just by a hair. It's an A minus because I love how they literally basically took the audience by the hand, sat them down, and explained the multiverse, specifically the DC multiverse kind of rules and everything. I thought that it was done very softly, very gently, in a very astute and concise way for now, because there's a lot more to it. I don't know. It's weird when Professor Stein collapses. It's like, dude, we know he lives. He's in the spinoff.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's just like, y'all could have cut that out.
Right.
They made it way too dramatic. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
So it was just like, ooh, misstep. Should have went back and retweet that. Not enough Cisco, not enough Caitlin. They're the original Team Flash, and I was here for it being all about them in the absence of Dr. Wells. That's pretty much all that I have to really complain about. But it was fantastically paced, beautifully shot. The special effects are top notch, of course. I mean, our special effects guy is Emmy nominated.
They are amazing.
Yeah, Armin FX. Shout out to y'all. It's a good, solid episode of The Flash. I hope it just gets better and better. And I hope that these shocks aren't just for shock's sake. I hope it actually adds something to the story in the weeks to come, is the only thing that I'm worried about. That just about does it for us. Let me check our email. I'll be a good co-host and check our email.
That's a good thing.
I doubt we have any. But no, I hope we do actually, because we had a giveaway. I put it on the Facebook and I tweeted it out that we were giving away a tray back of Flash Move Forward, Volume 1. It's from the New 52. I think it's a bunch of great stories that every Flash fan, whether it's comic book or the TV show, should read. So let's just check. Fingers crossed, Kelly. Oh, bummer, guys. You guys should have really sent something in. I really want to give stuff away. So hopefully next week, we'll be able to give something away. Hint, hint. Anyway, it is time for shameless plugs and self-promotion. of course, I will let the lovely Kelly go first.
Well, you can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram, and, well, anywhere else that really matters at Super Squint. That's SuperSquint. And you can listen to me on Before the Bat with Tyler and Phil. And, of course, on Queen Consolidated with the lovely Miss Lilith.
As for me, you guys can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. I'm on Tumblr. It's lilithhellfire.tumblr.com. I want to take this time to say that if you like DC Comics, we have a DC Comics news channel that I host with Charlie from the Flash Diaries. It's called Channel 52. I also now host a podcast with Phil, have been for a while. It's called World's Finest. It's where we break down the comic book reviews every week. So if you are into that kind of thing, please be sure to check us out. Yeah, and I want to say that if you haven't liked the Facebook, please do. Facebook.com/the Flashpoint Podcast, and follow us on Twitter. Like I said, I'm trying to have a weekly giveaway. I really want to give stuff away, so check the page daily, like, comment, and share so that it can get into the newsfeed quicker for you guys. And that's pretty much all that I have to say. So this is Lilith
And Kelly.
and it'll be next Tuesday before you know it.
And we'll be back in a flash.